welcome back. Today I am just going to be doing a little get ready with me. I'm mainly going to be focusing on talking through the makeup, trying some new stuff, stuff that I haven't tried on camera before but I have been using for a while and just haven't mentioned it on my channel, and I just want to talk and do my makeup, so that's what we're going to be doing. I personally haven't filmed in like, I want to say maybe 3 weeks, at least 2 weeks. I haven't had a video up in over 2 weeks, so it must be at least 3 weeks since I filmed. But yeah, I just need to like get back into it. Obviously there's been a lot going on in the world and it's just been feeling quite overwhelming, and I just needed a little bit of a break from creating content. So yeah, we're gonna get back into it today and I'm excited to use some of these products. So I'm gonna zoom you in and let's get started. So I'm gonna start with my eyes. This is the first time I'm gonna be using this particular palette, so I'm excited. I'm gonna start by priming with the Terre primer and just blend that out with a brush. So if you see my last video, I do talk a little bit about the Black Lives Matter campaign and my feelings on it and all of that. I'm not gonna go into that here. If you wanna find out what I said in that video, you can go watch that video. It was the last one before this on my channel. Yeah, obviously I'm continuing to educate myself. I'm continuing to try and fill my feed with Black social media influencers as well as white, and just continuing trying to learn about this. And obviously one way that I can really tangibly make a difference is not just by donating but by like voting with my money in terms of like buying from Black owned brands. And I do want to make a much more conscious effort of starting to incorporate black owned brands into the brands that I use on camera. So obviously all of the makeup that I use is cruelty free, so I want to make sure that the brands that I'm using are definitely not testing on animals, and that can be quite a complicated process to ensure that they are definitely 100% cruelty free. So Logical Harmony did actually bring out her Black owned brands list. So if a brand is Logical Harmony certified, I feel very, very confident that there is absolutely no chance they are going to be testing on animals anywhere. This was one of the brands on that list. So I had kind of a hard time finding brands that were actually available in the UK, that you didn't have to like pay for shipping from the US. So this is one of them that is like a UK brand. This is the new Boss palette. I was just so drawn in by these colors. One thing I'm not gonna do is just buy stuff from Black owned brands for the sake of it, literally stuff that I would never have bought before. I'm really intrigued by the Oma Beauty like base products, so I do want to test those out next. But there's so many things that I was like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that, and then I was like, wait, hold on. You're trying to be more conscious about how much makeup you buy. Don't just suddenly like fall into the trap of being like, need to try all the Black owned brands, because it's still going to be wasteful. So I'm trying to be like conscious with my purchasing and just buying less from non-Black owned brands, although I will still be buying makeup from them as well. But I just think it's good, you know, if I'm being conscious about buying cruelty-free makeup, I can be conscious about buying Black owned beauty brands as well. So I have swatched these. I have mixed this one and this one on my lid yesterday. These swatch amazing. So this is a very small company, like the packaging that it came in was like almost like hand packed. So I think, oh, they just swatch so good. I'm gonna take like this really like corally shade in the middle and just show you. They're so soft. They're like intense though, they're not like subtle. That's kind of the more champagne-y shade that I've got on there. Are you kidding? really nice quality. I haven't actually used the mattes yet, so I'm going to test them out today as well. But I'm very impressed with like the softness of the shadows so far. I will say that with that type of shimmer shadow where it's really soft but very shimmery at the same time, it can look a little bit chunky on the lid sometimes, just because of the texture of the shadow. It's not bad, it still looks beautiful, but if you get really close up to the eye, you can kind of see like the texture on your eye basically. So that is the only thing that I have noticed that's kind of like, it's not that I don't like it, it's just like, it's a fact that if you're gonna have shadows that soft, that's gonna happen. So it's just something to be aware of. So I'm just going in with, they don't actually have shade names, so this one here. I believe they're based in London, New Makeup. They're Logical Harmony approved. And this was, I think, £17, this palette. And the size of the pans is obviously really large. I don't know how it compares, but you get 36 grams of product in the whole palette, and there's 9 shadows. And yeah, it was delivered very promptly, no problems ordering it, and I'm very happy to support a small business as well that's UK based. That matte has applied so smoothly, it's going on literally seamlessly, so I'm very impressed. But yeah, please do let me know down below your black owned beauty brand recommendations. As I say, Oma, don't know how to say it, is next on my wish list. I would like to try their concealer for sure. I'd really like to try the foundation, just because I think it sounds like it's something that is completely different from anything else I have in my collection, like formula wise, I mean. And then I would also like to try their contour stick. I'm gonna see how this turns out. I'm gonna go for this shade here. It's like kind of a copper, not copper, a coral, but it's just not quite as bright as this. It's looking more red toned there, but it doesn't, it looks very similar to the middle shade on my arm, but just not quite as bright. So let's try it. The thing that drew me to this palette was the color selection, just because I don't have anything that has these types of colors, and I actually haven't really seen many palettes with like this type of shade that's like cruelty-free and Logical Harmony approved and everything. Obviously like Huda Beauty and stuff and Colourpop do these kinds of palettes where it's like a 9 palette and it's very monochromatic, but Colourpop is like impossible. Well, no, it's not impossible. I could pay and get shipping and all of that, but I just don't want to, because you have to pay for international shipping, and I refuse to do that. And also with Huda, they're not Logical Harmony approved, and when I look up like their cruelty-free status, is very conflicting statements and stuff, so I just don't feel like I can use them on my channel confidently. I have really wanted to buy a few of their palettes, but I just haven't, because I can't be sure. I love that shade. Wow. You know, I thought that was going to be too bright and clash with my hair, but it's almost just coppery enough and like red toned enough to complement it. But it's still different to like your normal orangey copper shadow. I love that. So I'm just gonna take this shade here in the corner. It's kind of like a matte, what is it? It's almost like a mulberry, very, cross between a brown and a purple, you know? So, okay, yeah, wow. Just gonna tap a bit of that off on my arm. Okay, I'm just gonna place it down and then I'm gonna blend it out with my transition shade. Yeah, these are so pigmented. I'm very impressed with the quality so far. This is actually quite a different look for me as well. And then I'm gonna take the same shade I used in the transition and just blend it all. gonna take a little more and just define that outer corner a tiny bit more. Just so it doesn't all look really muddy. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the same shade I used on my lid and just press it in the center so that I don't lose that shade. I really am impressed with the quality of these shadows. Love that it's really easy to get hold of in the UK, very affordable, and the quality is honestly as good as anything I have tried that is higher end than this. So if not better than some of the, like, this is better than my Urban Decay Naked, what's it called? Naked Reloaded. Better quality, for sure. I'm gonna go in with foundation. What am I gonna do? I feel like I need to like moisturize a little bit. So I'm just gonna use, I haven't used this on camera yet. This is the Pixi Glow Mist. You have to shake it up because it's got oil in it. I've had this for like maybe a couple of months now. And I really am impressed with it. I actually didn't want to buy it for a long time because I was like, so much oil, isn't that gonna get really greasy? But it's like the sprayer on it and the amount of oil to water, it's like the perfect amount. It just gives you a really nice glow. It makes you feel moisturized. If you had oily skin, I don't know how it would work, but for me with like my normal to dry, perfect. And then, sorry, I just used the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. This is in the shade Porcelain. I've used this a few times again recently because I was just using other foundations. I was using like my Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation for ages. And I just had got out of the habit of using this one, but I went back to it. I think I wore this on my birthday or last weekend or something, I don't know. And I really liked how it looked and how it wore throughout the day as well. Considering it was so hot when I wore it, it wore really well. So I guess I'll catch you up on like the little tiny interesting bits that have been happening since I last filmed, which is really not much at all. I did have my birthday, so I think the week after I put my last video up, it was my birthday weekend. Didn't do much. We were still in pretty hard lockdown at that point, so you could see people like outside and in groups. I mean, you still can't see people inside now, but it's getting a little bit easier to like see people and stuff. But at that point, I didn't really do loads. I saw my family. We had a little like garden party outside with all my family, and then I did see like a couple of friends, but nothing too crazy. To be honest, I just wanted a break. I took a long weekend off work as well, just to like chill at home and like rest and recuperate. I was feeling very burnt out. That's also why I wasn't filming. Just sometimes you just need a little bit of a rest for your body, and that's how I was feeling. But yeah, I'm back now. I'm excited to film. And then the following week I was planning to put up a video, but honestly things just got away from me. I had forgotten that it was Father's Day that weekend, and we had my dad round again in the garden, and so that was like my whole Saturday gone. And then on Sunday again, I was just so exhausted from the week because I'm like working full time still, which I'm very grateful for, but obviously it means that life is going on as normal in terms of work and can get tiring. So I was pretty knackered, and I think still a bit burnt out, to be honest. So yeah, I'm really feeling a lot better now and ready to film again and get back into it. And we are starting to see that lockdown is starting to lift a little bit in the UK. From next weekend, you're allowed to see one other household within their house. So you're able to also stay over if you want. So Adam's family actually live 5 hours away from us, so we're gonna go for the first time next weekend and see them since January. Well, I haven't seen them since Christmas, but he saw them in January, the end of January, I think. That will be so nice to actually go somewhere which isn't 10 minutes distance from where we live. Will be amazing. But yeah, obviously other than that, we're really not doing a whole lot. So this is the Stila sheer, I don't even know what these are called, sheer blush stick. They brought out like a highlight and a bronzer and then like 3 or 4 blush shades. This is in the shade Sheer Gerbera. I really love this. I picked this up again, I would say about a month ago, before all of the like Black Lives Matter stuff happened. I bought these 2 products. I love this. This is just like honestly one of my favorite purchases this year, I think. It's so glowy, it's so creamy, it's so easy to blend. It's like the perfect kind of peachy pink shade. You can use it on your lips. I think it's like a lip and cheek, Harmony lip and cheek stick, I think is what it's called. It's got a magnetic closure. It's not really expensive. I think they are about £18, which I think is fairly similar to Milk prices. So the Milk like bronzing sticks, blush sticks, these things. Obviously you get a lot more product in here because these things are like ridiculous, the amount of product you get. This is 28 grams of product, which is honestly going to take me the rest of my life to go through. So in this you get 6 milliliters, so compared to 28 grams, obviously a lot less. But honestly, I still feel like it would take you a long time. Any cream product like this in a stick form, it's gonna take you so long to go through it because you're literally just like skimming the top off it every time you put it on. And like you can see, hopefully, how much just that little one swipe of blush has given me. It's given me so much pigment, so it really is tying in nicely with the eyes as well. So but yeah, I would really recommend this. I haven't seen anyone talking about them and I really like them. For highlight, I'm gonna go in with 2 cream highlights. I'm gonna first use the Hourglass Champagne Flash highlight, I think, and I'm gonna press that onto my cheeks. I've really been liking this combo lately as well. So yeah, I hope that makes sense to you, like my stance on how I'm gonna be using makeup going forwards. I am of course going to be being conscious of it and then layering the RMS Living Luminiser on top, but I'm not going to just like cancel all the other brands either, because I have a lot of makeup that I want to use and there's brands that I like. Please do call me out if I need to know about one of the brands that I'm using, if they're not doing the right thing ethically in terms of inclusivity, but I am trying to do my research where I can. But yeah, the products that I have in my collection, I obviously want to continue to use and use on camera. So there haven't been any brands that I've found yet that I've been like outright no go, never going to use again. But obviously that might change in time as you start to see like how they are actually incorporating what they say they're going to do into actually what happens. I was just going to put bronzer on, but I am going to powder a bit, so I'm using my Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, just using what's in the cap, and I'm going to press that pretty generously into my eye area and then just kind of set everywhere else lightly. But yeah, let me know how you guys have been doing. I hope that you are all doing well and keeping as safe as you can during the pandemic and everything else that's going on. It's, yeah, a very like uncertain, unsteady time at the moment, and yeah, I hope that you guys are all doing as well as you can. I'm gonna go in with the BH Cosmetics Brilliant Bronzer in the shade Coco Cutie. I'm just going to go underneath my eyes with the shade I used in my transition, so this kind of beige, I guess. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows in Brigitte. Favorite brow gel ever. Okay, so for mascara, I'm going to curl my lashes and then use the Legendary lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. One thing I am kind of excited about, well, not excited, excited is the wrong word, but like, kind of. Oh my god, don't laugh when your mascara is setting. I'm gonna have to get a Q-tip now. As I was saying, the one thing I am kind of excited about is that because life is starting to get a little bit busier, this is the first month, July will be the first month that I have planned my month again, because I'm just like seeing friends in the evening and stuff, and you know, after work and things like that, and seeing my mom, and all of that is kind of like starting to happen more regularly now. And I'm finding that like, oh, when am I gonna film, when am I gonna do this, when am I gonna, like, I need to like start planning my days again to make sure that I fit everything in, which in a way I'm not excited for at all, because I really don't want my life to get back to the stress level that it was trying to fit everything in before lockdown. But at the same time, I am excited to have more to do than just staying at home. Working in the same place, living in the same place, cooking, eating, never being able to go out for a meal, like, it drains you. Yeah, I'm sick of having to make dinner every single night. Well, not that Adam wouldn't help, and he does, but I'm just sick of like having to eat home cooked food every single night I want to go out for dinner. Okay, I'm gonna go in now with the Jouer Sheer Pigment Lip Gloss, and this is in Oxford Street. I forgot, I was going to put a little bit of lip liner on. This is Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Just to literally define like my Cupid's bow, and slightly underneath as well. So that is it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what other videos you would want to see, because it has been hard to come up with like interesting video ideas when there's literally nothing going on. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!